Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach when payday is still a few days away, just hoping you have enough to make it? You are so not alone. It feels like you're on a financial treadmill, right? Running as fast as you can, but just not getting anywhere. Well, that feeling is super common, but it doesn't have to be your story. In this explainer, we're going to lay out a really practical plan to help you step off that treadmill for good.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's that feeling of constant motion, but you're not actually going anywhere. And honestly, it can feel completely hopeless. But I promise you, the point here isn't to just talk about the problem. We're going to give you a step-by-step guide that actually works in the real world, not some fantasy land where everything lines up perfectly.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by understanding why this cycle happens, and then we'll jump into a clear, actionable plan to take you from feeling stuck to feeling like you're finally in the driver's seat. Let's do this.
All right, first things first. If you have ever tried a traditional monthly budget and it crashed and burned, listen up. It's probably not your fault. Seriously, when you're in a tight cycle, a monthly budget is almost set up to fail. Think about it. Your rent's due on the 1st, your car payment is on the 20th, but you get paid on the 15th and the 30th. It's a total timing nightmare.
And that leads us to step 1, which, might be the hardest part. Before you can change a single thing, you have to know exactly where you stand. So it's time to take a deep breath and have a completely non-judgmental look at the numbers.
The process itself is really simple. First, what's your actual take-home pay each month? After taxes, after everything. Next, pull up your bank statements, your credit card statements, and just list out every single thing you spent money on in the last 30 days. And number 3 is the most important part. You have to be brutally honest. That daily coffee, the subscription you forgot about, that pizza you ordered, it all has to go on the list. No judgment, just facts.
So let's walk through a quick example from our source material. Let's say your monthly take-home pay is $3,200, okay? That's the money in part of the equation.
Now, after you've gone through and you've listed every single expense with that brutal honesty we talked about, you add it all up and you realize your actual spending was $3,450. You can probably see where this is going.
And there it is, a $250 deficit. This one number, it explains everything. It's the reason it feels like you're always falling behind, because, well, you are. Every month, you're just digging that hole a little bit deeper.
But listen, seeing that negative number is not a reason to beat yourself up. I want to be really clear about this. This isn't about shame. It is purely about awareness. You can't fix a problem you can't see. And now you can see it. Crystal clear.
Okay, so you have that awareness. You know your numbers. The big question is, what do you do now? This is where we stop doing what doesn't work. We're throwing out that broken monthly budget and we're going to adopt something way more powerful, the paycheck budget method.
This shows you the difference perfectly. Instead of trying to juggle an entire month's worth of money and bills all at once, you just look at one paycheck at a time. You get paid, you list the bills due between now and your next paycheck, and you assign that money to cover those things. It actually matches your real-life cash flow, which makes it feel so much less overwhelming.
So how do you decide what to do with the money from each paycheck? Well, you use this super simple formula that makes sure you cover your needs without making you feel like you can't have a life. This is so important if you actually want to stick with it.
Here's how it breaks down. About 50 to 60% of your income goes to your true needs. We're talking housing, utilities, groceries. Then about 10 to 15% is for paying down debt or for savings. Even if it's a tiny amount, it starts building momentum. And now for the secret sauce. This last slice, 25 to 35% for everything else, and that includes your fun money. You have to protect this slice, because psychologically, if a budget just feels like a punishment, you're going to rebel against it. Giving yourself permission to spend a little on things you enjoy makes the whole plan stick.
Now, you do not want to rely on willpower to do this every single day. That's just exhausting. The absolute best way to make sure you succeed is to take yourself out of the equation as much as you can. You do that by putting your money on autopilot.
And here's exactly how you do it. The day you get paid, boom, have an automatic transfer move a small amount to your savings. Set up auto pay for all your fixed bills, your car payment, your insurance. Then for the stuff that changes, like groceries or fun money, try using cash in envelopes or maybe even separate checking accounts. It creates a hard stop when the money's gone.
Okay, so budgeting is great for managing the day-to-day, but the real goal here is to get out of this cycle completely. So you have to start thinking of this as a temporary situation, and you need to actively design your escape plan.
All right, our first escape strategy is super simple, but it is surprisingly effective. It's called the $20 rule. The idea is, every time you get a $20 bill back as change, you don't spend it. You just put it away, in a jar, an envelope, whatever. You would be absolutely shocked at how fast this adds up. It can build a small emergency fund with almost no effort.
Next up, the Side Hustle Challenge. Look, the goal here is not to become a millionaire overnight. It's just about finding a way to bring in an extra $200 or $300 a month. What skills do you have? Could you do a little freelance writing, maybe some pet sitting, or some graphic design? That little bit of extra income can be a total game changer, just giving you the breathing room you need.
Here's another powerful one, the No Spend Week. For 1 week each month, you challenge yourself to only spend money on absolute necessities, like gas to get to work and basic groceries. That's it. And this isn't just about saving a little money. It's an amazing way to reset your spending habits and just become more aware of where your money is actually going. And finally, we've got the most powerful escape plan of them all, the long-term income increase. The other strategies help you manage what you have, right? This one is about growing your income pie. Can you identify a skill you could learn or an opportunity at work that could lead to a raise in the next 6 to 12 months? This is the ultimate way to break that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good.
As you're working on all of this, please remember this right here. This whole process, it's not about punishing yourself. It's an incredible act of self-care. Every single dollar you give a job is a dollar you are using to buy yourself a more stable, less stressful future. You're buying freedom. So, where on earth do you start? The most important thing to remember is that progress is so much more important than perfection. If you mess up 1 week, and you might, it doesn't mean you failed. You just get back on track with the very next paycheck. It's all about those small, consistent wins.
So here is your challenge for this week. Just 3 simple things. 1. Figure out the exact amount of your next paycheck. 2. Look at your bills and decide which ones that paycheck is going to cover. And 3. Give yourself a specific amount, even if it's just $10, that you are allowed to spend on something fun, completely guilt-free.
You don't have to fix everything overnight. You just have to take that one single step. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What is the first small win you're going to achieve and celebrate? Maybe it's just finishing that money audit. Whatever it is, that's where your journey begins.